want to start today's Dahm. That's true. We are recording at it's Monday. It's 8:40
September 18th.
At 8:52 as we start this episode. Man, prayers, good vibes, whatever you've got up to Nick Chubb. Wow, that was a
Pretty horrendous injury.
pretty horrific injury.
Yeah. I cannot believe I do not like how they show injuries like that on TV again. Like, I get that the viewer wants to see what happened, but, like, when someone's...
It's weird. It's like a car crash, right?
Yeah, when that kind of, like, the Kevin Ware kind of injury happens. Like,
They showed that Kevin Ware injury too many times.
yeah, like,
That one was
stop.
way too many
Like,
times.
we don't need to see that.
The Marshawn Lattimore injury.
Yep.
Oh.
Those, where their leg just,
Yeah.
We don't, so all that to really say...
is that Marcus Lattimore?
Prayers up to Nick Chubb. He's, probably out for season. Going to be lucky if he has any tendons that aren't severed in his knee right now.
Yeah, that's at least a year injury for sure.
Might be a career ender because this is the same knee that he injured in college.
Nah, it's not a career ender.
You don't think so?
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Just tough break for a Cleveland team that showed some promise early.
Yes, but we started on a bit of a downer here. But yeah, we just wanted to. It's hard not to address that.
Got to talk about injuries sometimes.
Got to
boys.
talk about injuries. But we do appreciate all for being here. And despite that opening, we do have a really good episode this week to start up. A lot of uppers.
There's a lot of uppers.
Chiefs
from last
won.
Week.
We're not going to talk about the Cats, but Chiefs won.
Yeah, we care about one. Tottenham and the Chiefs.
I mean, I used to care about Mizzou. Welcome to Dawn. That's
Shut
true.
up.
Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of a Dahm. That's true. Of course, I'm your host with the most, Truman Steam Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined here by the bomb.
Kaboom!
Owen Dahm. Owen, how you doing? How's your day going?
Yeah,
Finally got the car?
finally got the car.
What was that, Saturday? Friday?
Friday. I got into work early. Yeah, so after Thursday, after calling, apparently the whole issue was internal side because CarMax doesn't normally sell cars 2011 and older. And so because this car was in such good shape, it wasn't really vibing with their system very well. And so it had just kind of got lost in the software a little bit.
What's Owen saying is his car is so nice.
It is
didn't know
nice.
what to do with it.
It is.
Not a flex. Hashtag no flex.
Well, and they also put some trim on it or whatever. Like that was the repair order, was for some trim pieces.
Yeah.
Stuff that doesn't fucking matter. That's
That's fair. Well, welcome everybody in Dawn. That's true. We got a great episode for you today. We're going to break down the Chiefs versus Jaguars game. We're going to talk about a couple questions from there. We're going to talk about the Chiefs versus Bears preview. We, of course, have our new segment, the Overreactor, reacting to overreactions. I asked for your week 2 overreactions. I'm going to run them all by you. And you can rate if that's an overreact or correct.
I got one for you. I don't know if you saw my tweet, but I have an overreaction for you.
I might have brought it. I don't know. I got a couple of overreactions we can talk about. NFC South team of the week, as always. It's getting interesting up there. NFC South team of the week. Oh, man.
I know my NFC.
You know what? I'm going to change that to my NFC team of the week as well.
There's actually 2. I think there's 2.
But I think there's one that we have to pick this week.
I don't
Me
think so.
and you.
Mm.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll review our week 2 picks. We'll talk about who we think the best NFL team is this week as of week 2.
My answer hasn't changed.
I think mine is also not changed, but it's updated a little bit. We're going to talk about how Steen versus Machine did, and we're going to talk about Owen's 5-team parlay of the week, last week's and this week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit of news there. We also got top 5, and our top 5 is former Chiefs players who are still in the league.
Ooh. Is there 5?
There's an obvious number 1.
Oh, those 5, yeah.
There's for sure 5, but there's an obvious,
number 1?
Yeah. Yeah.
There is?
Yeah. The best player that's Chiefs player that's still in the league? Former Chiefs player? Yeah. There's an obvious number 1.
An obvious number 1?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about it when we get there. My number 1 is obvious. All right.
What?
But while Owen thinks about all those things, we've lost the stream, which means that we've lost the internet. but it doesn't matter because we are recording off the internet, so that's fine.
Yes, recording is written to a hard drive.
Yes, thank you. So sad for everybody who's listening on stream, but
sorry, folks.
And this week, the Chiefs played the Jacksonville Jaguars. Give me some of your takeaways, Owen.
Well, defense is good. The Chiefs defense did everything the Spagnuolo has been talking about offseason, and the players themselves.
Yeah,
talking about the Chiefs being a top 10 defense. The word top 10 defense was used all the time. I don't know how much of the press conferences you watched in training camp, pre-training camp. Oh my Lord, stumbling over all those words. Training camp and pre-training camp.
Okay,
those YouTube videos, just the press conferences. The players have just been talking about how they want the Chiefs not to be only an offensive team. And thank God, because the offense has not been doing well. But that's my takeaway, is that the Chiefs' defense is legit and that Chris Jones is a monster and that we have to pay him. Yeah, at least get him on for 2 more years minimum.
Yes, absolutely pay Chris Jones.
That is my big takeaway.
Can't get away without paying Chris Jones.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely no shot. You have no shot.
Thank goodness Nick Bolton isn't injured.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That was a scary injury, seeing him go off. Speaking of injuries this week, Saquon also. But
a lot of silent assassins showing up for the Chiefs, though. Random DN named Hunter Dickinson making a big play.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's just a random DN that we have.
Leo Chenal was playing DN.
Yeah.
Hunter Dickinson?
Yeah, there was a guy named Hunter Dickinson.
He's on the active roster?
Yeah. He's like the 4th stringer.
Did he make a play?
Yeah.
Yesterday? What did he do?
Had a tackle.
Hunter Dickinson's an American basketball player.
I could have sworn there's a guy named Dickinson. It might be Hunter.
I think you're...
Am I just mega tripping? Did I just read the wrong name on a jersey?
I really think you did.
I mean, I could be.
Matt Dickerson?
Could be Matt Dickerson. Yeah,
30-year defensive tackle.
There you go. Okay, that tracks. Dickerson.
Matt Dickerson.
Oh, 93. Okay, that tracks. He made a play.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool. I'm not completely crazy. But yes, that's where I got Hunter from, because that's the Purdue basketball player, right?
No, it's the now KU basketball player.
Did he transfer from Purdue?
Transferred from Michigan, I believe.
Huh. Well, that's why the name was in my head. Okay, that makes sense.
Fair enough. So
Matt Dickerson.
Anyway,
names that I haven't heard of making plays.
Dickerson. I barely know your son.
Yeah. The Chiefs DBs playing quite well. Another takeaway. Third takeaway. Jaguars wide receivers are going to be doing a toe tap drill for 5 days of their next practice.
Should Jags have won this game if they knew how to toe tap?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's also part of just good coverage is pushing them out.
Yeah.
But they had opportunities, but I think the Chiefs DBs got hands on them and pushed them a bit too.
Well, then again, the Chiefs get better field position on all of those if they do score the touchdown. Because most of those, they were going for it, and the Chiefs were backed up, and inside like the 9-yard line.
No, they got the field goals on all of those.
They kicked the field goal every time?
Kicked 3 field goals, so.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's neither here nor there. They didn't toe tap, so.
No. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
But yeah, the
coulda, butts, candies, and nuts all have Merry Christmas.
Then the Chiefs would lose 1 billion games because their offense has been terrible so far. So.
They have been terrible.
Not as bad as the Bengals. Holy shit, but still awful.
A lot to talk about there.
The thing is that also, Ema Caleb posted a tweet that I resonated with pretty well. He's like, because he follows obviously a bunch of K-Staters, and so he's like, I was looking at the timeline, and with the way Chiefs fans are tweeting, you think they were down 3 scores, and we were up at the half.
Yeah,
we're pretty spoiled with Kansas City Chiefs.
That's true. Another takeaway: I think the Chiefs, the refs were. I don't think they were unfair, but man, they were all over the Chiefs' ass, right?
They're all over Jawan Taylor.
All over Jawan Taylor. Jawan Taylor, 5 penalties. I think it was 2 false starts, 2 holds, and an illegal formation. Donovan Smith also had at least 1 holding, if not 2.
Yes, for sure. The illegal formation was comical to me because, like, the next series from the Jaguars, we saw a very similar formation that wasn't called.
I know we were going to talk overreactions later, but one of the overreactions or not on ESPN Chiefs are missing Orlando Brown, and they rated that not an overreaction. Listen, I still ain't missing Orlando Brown.
Yeah, I'd rather get a 5-yard penalty than Mahomes getting obliterated.
Yes,
because that's at least because Mahomes often does 7, 8, 9, 10-yard dropbacks.
Yes, he did finally break his record, or his streak ended. Yeah. He had gone like 55 straight pressures without getting sacked, and he finally got sacked this weekend.
On the blind side.
Yeah.
Guy got behind him in the backfield. So that means the right tackle won the rep, but the dude came back around because Mahomes took too long.
That's a coverage sack. That was a coverage sack. Yeah. I just want to talk about that. About the refs. I mean, I just felt the Kelsey penalty was weird. When they called him for the unnecessary roughness, I think it was actual pushing and shoving, and that Jaguars safety had something to say today, or was like, oh, I think Travis Kelsey should respect me. No. Travis Kelsey doesn't need to respect really anybody on the Jags.
And the Chiefs definitely played it easy with Travis Kelsey as well. He saw a lot of Noah Gray.
He looked slow. He looked a little slow, but he's nursing a bone bruise, so I don't blame him.
Yeah.
They got Juwan Taylor on the illegal. No OPI.
That was wild.
That was wild. I think especially with the green screen, we're gonna have to start bringing up some of these clips as we go through. A better podcast host would have it ready to go. Hey, Jamie, pull up that clip.
Yeah.
Oh no, but the Brian Cook getting tackled from behind
when he was gonna pick it.
I think it was by Zay Jones, and the announcers are even like,
"That's a great play."
Yeah, they're like, Zay Jones knew he wasn't getting that ball, but he wanted to make sure no one was getting that ball. Fucking that is pass interference. I rewatched it and I was like, it looks like Brian Cook is the receiver, and he's getting tackled by Zay Jones, and then people will be like, how is that not a penalty?
Yeah, it was wild.
And I couldn't believe that. And Brian Cook did go out and then come back in, and some people said that maybe he was faking the hurt to show the refs how bad of a penalty it was, which is whatever. But, oh, man, that was just a terrible, terrible no call.
Yeah, he probably just clacked his knees together.
At this point, I don't know what you have to do. Well, he kind of crunched his arms when he came over the top. If you can't catch yourself, it hurts.
Might knock the wind out of you.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, that was awful. That was just a horrible no call. But I mean, it didn't end up mattering. At the end of the day, the Jaguars' offense just could not get it together because the Chiefs' defense was playing really well.
Speaking of Chiefs' defense, Owen, I want to ask you: has the Chiefs' defense is the Chiefs' defense the strength of this team
right now? Yeah, and it was the same thing in 2019.
But it's going to be the whole year. No, it wasn't the same thing in 2019.
But the numbers didn't show it. But when it came down to crunch time, clutch time, the defense ended up making a lot of those clutch plays when the Chiefs' offense inexplicably just could not seem to get that first down to end the game.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We talked about this. There's a couple things in the NFL. There's the 2-minute drill. We all know the 2-minute drill. You get the ball back after 2-minute warning. You got a couple timeouts. You got to go down there. You got to go get a score. The flip side of that is the 4-minute drill, which is the ability for the offense to take the ball and run out the clock when there's 4 to 5 minutes and not give it back to the other team so they don't lose the game.
Yeah.
That the Chiefs have been awful at for all of Andy Reid's tenure.
Yeah, all of it.
Mahomes is, there are some things that on this team you see where they don't have, they aren't.
They don't seem to have an answer for it.
Yeah, there's just a disconnect, and you're like, how is the best offensive player caller of all time and the most talented quarterback of all time struggling on this?
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, 4th and 1s, the 4-minute drill. All prime examples of that. And the 2019 Chiefs defense stepped up when it needed to, which is also why I was happy to get Chris Jones back. Chris Jones coming back. Chris Jones is a huge closer.
Chris Jones is one of those players that always seems to make that play.
It's what you needed. It's what you needed against the Lions last week.
Notorious at being poor against the run. Mm-hmm. But when the Chiefs need a big run stop near the goal line, there's one defensive tackle that I'm betting on splitting a block and tackling someone in the back.
Right. The Chiefs defense last week didn't need Chris Jones for the game, but where they needed him was to shut down that Detroit Lions offense after the Chiefs offense couldn't get it done.
Yeah. To make that momentum play. The Detroit Lions get a run, a nice 6-yard gain on first down. It's 2nd and 4. Chris Jones is the kind of clutch player that would get an 8-yard sack.
Exactly.
Make it 3rd and 12. That's just the kind of game-wrecking stuff that he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, here, one quick takeaway. I feel like this Chiefs team is more, and Bob Fesco said this in the morning on the way to work today, so I'm going to steal it from him. But he said that, penalties feel like they matter more with this current Chiefs offense.
Actually, Owen, in fact, that leads me into my next actual question that I had for you. Owen, I want to ask you this. At what point do mistakes change you from an underachieving good team to an actually mid team? That was the question I had to keep asking myself as I saw the Chiefs get a holding call that pushed them back to 3rd and 20,
because
or have penalties that extended drives. At what point are you do you go from an underachieving
when it's every
good
week.
team to an undisciplined team that's going to cost you?
Good teams have skids, and they get themselves out of skids.
Right.
Mid teams do not get themselves out of the rut and make these same mistakes all season.
Right.
So, like, I would say, I know you hate talking about soccer, but last year with Tottenham, what they would do every fucking game is give up an early goal and have to chase the lead.
Right.
And that is not a recipe for success.
No.
Same thing. So what I'm saying is,
and they ended up not making the Champions League.
Yes, we ended up not getting top 6.
Did you even get into the Europa?
Missed out of European football entirely because of shit like that. Giving up an early goal, looking unprepared. To translate that to the NFL, if the Chiefs continue to false start, to have illegal formations, to have like discipline things become an issue, then we're gonna be mid.
Right.
But luckily for the Chiefs, the AFC West is the worst division in football.
That's true. Well, no, that's not true. AFC South
outside of the Chiefs
or the NFC South is the worst division in football.
I don't know.
No. The Raiders are better than – who did the Raiders beat last week?
The Broncos.
Oh.
Or this last weekend or week 1?
Well, the Broncos took the Commanders to the brink.
Yeah, but
the Broncos lost hilariously.
Yes, the Broncos show that they're going to be a mid to bad team because they couldn't – they gave up 32 unanswered points against Sam Howell. Yeah. But then again, that's a shout out EB.
Or 35.
Nice win, EB.
35 unanswered? Yeah, 30. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 32 is. No, you're right. Yeah, it's 32.
Yeah.
Sorry, they went up to 35. I think they were down 24-3 or something like that.
Yeah.
God, that game was crazy. That game, I tuned out of it, and then I tuned back in.
Oh,
I remember I was like, damn, Broncos taking 2. I'm 24-3. I had the Broncos minus 3.5, and I was like, cool. And I came back, I was like, saw it was 21-24, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw them score again and score again. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I didn't watch a single second of that game. I just
red zoned it.
Just kind of going through Twitter. You're a red zone guy. I told you this a couple episodes ago, or maybe last year, but I cannot. It's really hard for me to watch games where my team isn't in it.
Well, that's what red zone's for.
Right, but unless it's like an important, I can't even watch red zone. Like it's fun. It's
that
fun
blows
to see.
My mind.
It's fun to see scoring. But
how many fantasy football teams do you have?
Like 6.
And you can't watch red zone?
I don't fucking care.
You can't find the hype of red zone?
No.
Dude, there ain't nothing like sitting around on a Sunday, 3 monitors. Red zone on your big I'll do 2 monitors and I'll have a TV. I have the same setup down here.
What I enjoy
red zone on this TV, fantasy football up on one screen, Rocket League on the other. That was my Sundays in Albuquerque.
Kind of my strat is I look at my fantasy teams on Tuesday and I see how much confetti I have. Then I recheck them Wednesday night to set them for Thursday Night Football. Then I recheck them again Friday morning, one more time Saturday morning, and if I'm awake enough and not running around, I check them again on Sunday morning. That's about my extent. I'll watch the playoffs.
I got 10 teams.
I'll watch almost every playoff game. Playoff football is
playoffs.
Any playoff.
We'll talk about playoffs.
You know, the American thing. Oh, we gotta have playoffs. I love playoffs. I'll watch it. I'll watch important games. I'll watch Champions League final or other clinching games. I'll watch big time. It's fun to watch Alabama, Texas. Really important games that kind of change how teams are going or big standing games. But dude, I'm not fucking turning into Broncos Commanders, man.
Broncos country, let's ride.
But yeah, so all that to say, if it happens every single week, like that 2018 Chiefs team, I would say they were above average to good because that defense was so bad, you knew you could not ask them to do anything to help you win the game.
Right. But this Chiefs defense,
wins champion.
Legit, every time I was like the Chiefs, and to be fair, of the 9, the Chiefs gave them the ball down there twice.
Yeah, the muffed punt was crazy.
Muffed punt.
And they still won. See that? But that's to me.
I guess Truman, it was just the muffed punt.
Overcoming those things is a sign of a good team.
Yes.
What team?
It's a great team.
What team gives up? I don't think the Chiefs did not allow a red zone touchdown in 4 trips last week. Last Sunday.
Yeah, because one time they turned it over, one time and 3 times they kicked field goals.
Yeah, that is great defense.
Yeah.
Spags is popping champagne Sunday night after that game.
Yeah,
the defense played wonderful.
Yes.
So, but that's the mark of a good team. Also, as bad as the offense was, Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdowns, 305 yards. If I told you that was a scoreline, that was Patrick Mahomes' personal scoreline, Truman, you're telling me the Chiefs scored what, 24 points?
Oh, I forgot about the Chiefs. Also, Justin Watson fumbling the ball. I forgot about that. That was so stupid.
That was just super unlucky. You know, routine play, great play from the defender to punch
that
crap out.
And then the defense stepping up. Next play forced Jacksonville fumble.
Yeah.
That was the weird
just, you know, the Chiefs defense just showed out. And I do think that obviously the Chiefs offense got to figure it out. Admittedly, a couple unlucky mistakes. I don't think Justin Watson is a ball security liability. And I don't think Richie James is going to be looking straight up into the sun like he was.
I think Richie James got removed from being the Giants' punt returner for a reason, and he showed it.
It's fine.
It's fine, but it's something to keep an eye on.
Anything,
these are all things to start keeping an eye on.
If there's anybody who I would peg
Richie
to
James,
fix it, Dave Tobe managed to fix the fumbling last season. Remember, the first 6 games, we had a whole bunch of muffs.
Yeah.
The entire rest of the season, 10 games, none. I'm going to back the special teams coordinator that was once scouted for a head coaching job because of how good he did with special teams to fix these small issues as the season goes on.
Right.
And this is, you know, as a Chiefs fan, Trevor, we've seen this shit before.
Right.
We do this every year with the Chiefs. These first couple games, you know, we'll lose one of them. We'll struggle in a couple of them. And inevitably, you know, week 10, we're going to go to overtime against somebody and win when we should be clobbering them. And then we're just going to cruise the rest of the season to the playoffs like we do every year. And besides, the Chiefs' next 6 opponents are all 0-2 or worse.
I'm
0-2 or 1-2.
I'm very excited to see them beat the hell out of the Bears.
Oh my God, we're gonna destroy them.
Let's talk about it. You know what? Actually, we've got a great. Let's talk Chiefs. Bears is the Chiefs' next game coming up. Let's talk an official preview. The Bears are bad.
Justin Fields sucks.
Yes.
That interception that he threw to close the game.
Oh
my goodness.
Hey, but shout out Shaq Barrett getting a touchdown. You see that? You know, he had his 2-year-old daughter drown during the offseason.
What?
In the family pool.
Holy shit!
But he dedicated that touchdown to her, which was really nice. That's
just another thing, man. You know, you gotta be careful with your kids, man. I feel terrible for him. Shout out to Shaq.
Dude, yeah, what a terrible. thing.
Just, you know, one of those accidents shows you how crazy life is and how easy it is to you know, for kids, you know, to have have accidents like that happen.
You have a statement on this? Oh, okay. It's like, you're coming to join for. Sorry, Vincent was walking over, and I was like, "This is a weird moment to jump in on, Vincent." But yes, no. So yeah, Shaq Barrett caught that, but yeah, Justin Fields looked awful. There's also some of those awful reads that he just did not catch. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where he got sacked in the red zone, and the guy was wide open.
Well, you see
and
that.
then there was the guy in the flat also open.
I saw a picture where it was like this play resulted in a sack.
Yes,
and it was like a 4-man rush, and the O-line covered it perfectly. And it goes into one of those things where, like, you know, Dan Orlovsky always says sacks are QB stat.
Sometimes. They're half-half.
Sure.
Sometimes. There were some awful sacks this Sunday. Oddly enough, their red zone kept showing them. There was like 6 or 7 sacks where guys just went unblocked and fucking screamed up the middle and fucking nailed guys.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes hasn't had one of those in a long time.
We also saw that clip last week of Geno Smith with Aaron Donald rushing.
Oh, my God. Yeah, right. It was those exact things, but faster.
Yeah.
And just nailing quarterbacks. Justin Fields got sacked like that a couple times.
He's not good, man.
Their offensive line also isn't very good.
The Chiefs.
It isn't all on their offensive line.
The Chiefs should. You know, I'll say it right now, Truman.
Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites.
FAU first sack of the year against the Bears.
I like that. Because he hustles.
I think he has a half sack.
No, he didn't get that. He didn't catch him early enough on Sunday.
He didn't? He didn't get credit? He didn't get a little bit of credit for that one?
I don't think so.
Well.
But he's looking good.
He's playing his position properly. He's looking at the George Karlaftis kind of improvement.
He's a rotational guy. He's like the third guy in.
He's still young.
Yeah.
George Karlaftis was the rotational guy.
But he's flashed, and that's important.
We'll see. We're probably looking at it through K-State color glasses, but
no, I've seen a lot of people sing praise for him. And in the defensive end rotation where he is, he's doing
shout out
just fine.
Karlaftis has been playing well also.
Yes, that he got the biggest jump from Chris Jones being back. 1.5 sacks.
And Derek Nottie playing well too.
Derek Notty's also getting help from Chris Jones being back.
Yeah, he gets help because then Derek Notty goes in during the run because as good as Chris Jones is, he's still not the greatest run defender.
No, nope. I don't think we need to talk about this too much. Honestly, Chiefs offense, I hope they correct their problems. I don't know what the problems are, though, right now. That's frustrating. That's the scary part is
last week it was,
I can't tell you where they're miscuing.
Week 1 it was drops. Week 2 just
penalties. A lot of penalties on like
penalties
big throws,
and that fumble from Justin Watson just weird.
I think a couple of those holding penalties came on like 30 or 40-yard passes, which is frustrating to watch. But I think that's what I'll be watching. A couple things I'll be watching is I hope the Chiefs offense puts up 30.
Yep.
And I hope they have less than 5 penalties.
Yeah, they should win. There's be no reason that the Chiefs should ever lose to this Bears team.
Andy Reid teams have had problems like that in the past, but they've corrected them.
Yep.
And so the hope is that they eventually correct them and that this team can become elite again.
It's another week with Travis Kelce. He did nurse his injury. The dude was he didn't have very many snaps.
Yeah.
Against the Jags.
Right.
But Noah Gray played well. So, I mean, but Travis Kelce's just, different. On that touchdown, you see he runs his route. Yep. Then he looks to his right, as the play's breaking down. And that's just that stuff you can't teach of that moving into open space. That's not part of your route,
Yeah. Speaking of that, Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites here. The only issue is Chiefs are terrible at covering the line. So my guess is they won't get to 30 then. Give me Chiefs 24, Bears 14.
I was thinking 28-14.
Vincent, you're here for your Bengals corner minute?
The Bengals bite.
The Bengals bite.
And also, I gave you an overreaction as well, so we can talk about both while we're here.
Did I write it down?
I sent it to you on Snapchat. I also remember what it is.
You do remember what it is?
Of course I do.
Okay. All right. Let's do your Bengals bite first.
Okay. First and foremost, I would like to apologize to Bengals fans in general. Listen, we've had it coming. All right. This is my 3rd season as a Bengals fan now. It's about time you all started losing. I'm just cursed. No team I like is allowed to do well. So, this is honestly expected behavior.
This is all fair.
That being said, my overreaction is that the Bengals are finishing 15-2, baby.
Oh, that was yes, I did see that. Yes. I honestly, I think the Bengals are in legit trouble because Joe Burrow also said he re-aggravated his calf injury this week.
Slay.
Yeah.
I will say, at least we didn't get the fucking piss beat out of us. It was like a real football game that happened on Sunday, as opposed to whatever the fucking clown show that it was last week. So I like that happened. At least we're on the up and up.
Fair. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think they're in for a big round trouble. I think I don't know. I mean, they lost to the Ravens at home. Joe Burrow moves to 1-7 versus Lamar in his career.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy.
Be the best, you got to beat the best. And he can't beat Lamar.
Damn.
That's true. And the Browns have a positive record against the Bengals still as well.
Right.
But obviously with Nick Chubb going down, they have a better shot. But
sorry, I'm writing down a couple last overreactions also, in case you guys are wondering.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't pay too much attention to what goes on. I just, it's about time the Bengals started losing. This feels like familiar territory. Me checking the Raider score every week, being like, yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. Well.
Fair enough.
Let's fight it up.
How do they fix it, Vincent?
They fix it by getting Joe Burrow new legs.
Okay.
And probably something about our defense, if I had to guess. I don't know. I don't watch football.
Fair enough. Thank you, Vincent.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Very insightful.
Fair enough.
And man, why did you guys invite me on for AFC North? It's crazy.
Never heard of the Steelers. Never heard of Kenny Pickett. They're going 6-10.
Man, I want to fucking do the pick'ems just to see what fucking random ass fucking vibes based picks get us compared to people who fucking know shit. I think it'd be fun.
That's why we have guys like Evan on. No, I don't. Evan knows ball. That's why we have. I don't know if we really even had vibes people this year. Honestly.
No, we didn't. We had all good. We had all knowledgeable.
I mean, honestly, we're the vibes guys at this point.
Nah, fuck you guys. Get me on for all next season. I'm gonna pick every game same as you guys.
Game. Oh my gosh!
And I'm gonna fucking beat
that'll
that ass.
That'll be part of the Patreon people can get on the Patreon and listen to it. Speaking of, patreon.com/opendisaster. Hey, we really appreciate all the patrons over there at patreon.com/opendisaster. Shout out Joe, Aaron, Mailbox Kansas City, now open in the Iron District, and Dylan Wallen. Wow, doxed.
Got him.
Doxed mid-show. There you go.
I'm
I don't know why I
under your
didn't
bed.
just say
I'm under
Dylan
your bed. I'm under your
or
bed.
Dylan W. Yes, I'm in your walls. I'm in your walls. I'm in your walls. Okay, Owen, I want to rapid fire this. I want to see if we can get this done in 3 minutes.
Okay.
I have 23 overreactions for you.
Wow. I didn't realize. I
You
saw
know what?
like four.
Let's see if we can get this done in 5 minutes. How about that?
There's no way, Truman.
I'm going to start the timer.
Truman, that's like 10 seconds per one.
I'm starting the timer. I just need a yes, no. No, it's not 10 seconds per
It's
time.
less than that.
No, 5 minutes is 60 seconds. There's
5 minutes
it's
is
600 seconds. So 23 gives you 20 seconds,
no,
25 seconds.
5 minutes is 300 seconds.
Man, just two dummies talking
Bro,
to each other.
you're the one.
300 seconds is like, so it's like 15 seconds a take.
300 divided by 24. That's 12 and a half seconds to take.
We can do this.
Oh my gosh.
All right, you ready?
No fucking way we do this.
All right.
Okay, go.
5 minutes on the clock. And wait.
Begin.
All right. Overreactions with the Overreactor. Owen Dahm. Famous Overreactor.
Owerreactor. You really missed an opportunity there.
Overreactor. Damn it. Fuck, you're right. All right, here we go. Your time begins now. West Virginia fans are portrayed too negatively in the national spotlight. This comes from Kyle.
Yes, overreaction. I mean, not an overreaction. Facts. Yes.
They are
true.
treated too harshly.
Yes.
West Virginia minus 8.5 versus Texas Tech. This comes from Chris.
Take that. Yeah.
This comes from Tyler Lee. K-State's ceiling is 7-5. He blames the bad secondary and Daniel Green's injury.
Overreaction. The Big 12 is awful this year.
Here, how about my overreaction to go with that? I believe K-State's floor is 9-3. The floor.
I'm skeptical, but also not an overreaction. That's doable.
Thank you. Mahomes getting a restructured raise after losing week 1 and beating the Jags is interesting. Chris.
Yes, that is interesting.
Very
Why
interesting
now?
timing.
Weird timing.
Jets would have had the wheels fall off midseason if Rodgers was playing.
Yes, because Rodgers would have said something about his teammates and just totally break apart the team with his ego. Not an overreaction.
The Jets feel a lot like the Colorado team. Just a lot of egos going there, and it can work. But so many times we've seen it blow up. It almost blew up this week. Speaking of, Colorado will lose to USC and Oregon 100%.
USC for sure. I don't know about Oregon, but
Oregon's
not
ranked.
but not an overreaction.
Oregon's a top 15 team right now.
I do think Colorado's worse than everyone thinks they are, and USC is better than everyone thinks they are. They're really good.
I think Colorado State just showed everybody that we've overrated them just a bit.
Yes.
This comes from Logan. He says Russell Wilson is actually cooked. The reasons he gives is every factor that made him a Hall of Famer has dissolved away. He has no deep ball, he has no mobility, and his leadership in the last 4 years has not been very good.
Not an overreaction. He is cooked.
Fucking goober doing the high knees on the plane. Alabama will lose their ranking by the end of the season. That comes from Chris.
Overreaction.
I listened to actually take about that, about the transfer portal is the reason that Alabama is kind of falling apart, because guys that used to have to wait and be second and third strings at Alabama are now just transferring. Yeah, now they're playing at University of South Alabama, which is where the running back there came from LSU and fucking torched Oklahoma State, by the way, 33-6 this week.
Yeah, that was wild.
Jimbo Fisher gets bought out and then signs with West Virginia this offseason. That comes from Kyle.
That's not a reaction. Overreaction. Not going to happen.
Dolphins come out of the AFC and go to the Super Bowl. That comes from Brian.
Overreaction. Tua's going to get hurt.
Kenny Pickett will not finish the season as the starter. That comes from Chris.
Not an overreaction. Possible.
I think that is an overreaction. Josh Allen is a turnover machine and deserves more criticism than what he gets. That comes from Caleb.
Email Caleb?
No.
Overreaction. He only had 14 picks last year.
Led the league, I thought. No, Dak led the league. You're right. Yeah. He's had, 39 turnovers plus whatever he did last weekend. Going into this week, he had 39 turnovers in his last, 19 games.
Really?
Fumbles and interceptions.
Yeah, the
Maybe
fumbles,
he wasn't losing the fumbles. Maybe it's that. Could be a caveat there.
He hasn't thrown as many.
He fumbles a lot.
He does fumble a lot, but he hasn't thrown as many picks as everyone's seen.
Josh Allen INT is almost a must bet every week. Was the note that was added to that.
Overreaction. I wouldn't do that.
Chris says that K-State will only beat Oklahoma State by less than a score. That is an overreaction.
Overreaction. K-State's going to clobber the trash ass
Oklahoma State lost by 27 to University of South Alabama.
K-State beat the shit out of Troy, and Troy's going to beat the shit out of South Alabama.
Yes, South Alabama started playing football in 2012, for those keeping track. Najee Harris won't be the starter in Pittsburgh by the end of the year. That comes
Not an overreaction. He's been struggling.
And I think he could get hurt also. Also used a lot. This one comes from Spencer. I thought very interesting. If KU, Mizzou, and K-State played a round-robin home and away format, each team might go 500.
As of right now, we haven't seen KU, K-State play. We still haven't seen KU play a real team. And honestly, K-State hasn't really played a real team either, but K-State shot themselves in the foot against Mizzou, and Mizzou got pretty lucky with first down plays. I don't think that's an overreaction, though. These teams... I
think that's a fair take after what we've seen so far.
As of right now, K-State, KU, and Mizzou are all equal power level.
It's one of those, I think it's incorrect if in this hypothetical scenario, but because we've already watched K-State lose to MU, I think they would lose one of the other 3 games, maybe.
Here, I'll give you an overreaction
as it stands right now.
I'll give you an over-exaggeration for you to react to right now. I think Mizzou's going to win 1 or 2 games the rest of the year.
Yeah, by the way, I'd say that solution would cure COVID is what I wrote down for my notes. I said bring Mizzou back to the Big 12. This rivalry is just so fun to do.
Yeah, first sellout in 4 years, by the way, Mizzou fans who says you don't care about K-State.
And also rush the field and also has a shirt. But listen, we also have shirts for beating all the Texas schools, whatever.
Well, that was different.
And beating Oklahoma, but they were ranked number 1, which I feel is fine.
That's different, yeah.
This is the best Chiefs defense in years and maybe decades. That comes from Jeffrey.
Not over exaggeration, obvious.
It's a ball knower right there. Chiefs offense is mid, but the Bills and Bengals are a dump, and that makes it all okay. That comes from Allison.
True. Not an over exaggeration. Overreaction.
Big Dickinson Deluxe, a KU fan, says UCF might win this next game with how bad KSU's secondary has looked. That's not an overreaction.
Not an overreaction.
But I think K-State still takes care of business and looks a lot better. And finally, the person who actually inspired this entire segment, this comes from Chase. Oh, wait, hold on. Real quick, before we get to Chase's, hold on, sorry. I have a couple more to add. I forgot. Aaron sent me one. Aaron said, unfortunately...
Truman, you didn't react to my overreaction either.
Okay.
I think Mizzou's going to win 1 or 2 games max the rest of the year.
That's an overreaction. I think Mizzou's a bowl team. Okay.
I don't think so.
I think there's bad enough teams in the SEC to get 3 wins.
Maybe.
Notre Dame, unfortunately, is making the college football playoff. That comes from Aaron.
If they continue to win all of their games and they're undefeated, they will make it. They will get clobbered like they did last time, but yeah, not an overreaction.
He also said the Big 12 is the 5th best conference at the moment.
Not an overreaction. The Big 12 has been abysmal right now.
Pac-12 looks oddly good, but luckily a lot of those teams are coming to us next year anyways. Kelly said, bro, Nebraska took a W on Saturday. What is that about?
Not an overreaction. What is that about?
That's weird.
I'm also shocked.
All right, and now finally, we already reacted to it.
Yes.
Finally, the person who inspired this segment, he gave me all his overreactions last week, and I totally forgot to read them on the show, so I felt bad. But this week, he gave me more. I responded to them in the DMs, and then I was like, no, but we'll talk about them on the show, and then I totally forgot, because he wanted to hear what you had to say.
Oh, sweet.
So.
And then this is Aaron?
No, this is Chase.
Oh, sweet.
Well, shout out Chase on the case.
Home run Chase?
Yes, home run Chase. He's out there. He said he has 5. He said Ben Sinnott will be a day 1 or day 2 pick.
Yes, not an overreaction. He's so good.
I think he's a day 3 pick.
You don't think so? You don't think he's a
he just
if he continues like he is, he'll be like top 3 tight end in the country right now.
But he's also not a tight end is the issue. He's a fullback.
Who cares? He can play tight end. He'll get drafted as a tight
end. Chiefs' first round draft pick next year has to be a wide receiver.
Not an overreaction. Has to.
Depends what happens with Chris Jones.
If Richie James pops off, then maybe not. But
it depends where the pick is, and it depends what happens with Chris Jones.
Also, I have one after this.
I need the Chiefs to tank just 1 year so we can get Marvin Harrison Jr. and win 8 more Super Bowls. Okay. Bengals, unlike this time last year, the Bengals are in serious danger to miss the playoffs. That comes from Bengals fan Chase.
I don't think that's an overreaction.
I don't think that's an overreaction.
I think the Steelers have taken a half step forward. I think the Browns have taken a full step forward. Although Nick Chubb did get hurt tonight.
Yeah,
and we'll see how much that matters.
I think they're about to lose to the Steelers because of that happening.
And then, but the Ravens have taken a definite step forward. But once again, the Ravens are all dependent upon injuries, and they've already had J.K. Dobbins go down.
Yep.
But they are in a serious threat to miss the playoffs. Joe Burrow's not been playing well.
No. They said, already lost a home game already lost a game at home in the division.
Yep.
And I don't think he gets better.
The whole division took a step forward.
And I think the Chiefs right now are better than the Bengals. I think the Bengals offense is really struggling, which it can't do because the defense is good, but it's not good enough. It's a lot like the Chiefs 2020 or 2021 defense, or even 2022 defense. It's opportunistic.
The Bengals defense last year was really good.
It was
Bengals
opportunistic.
Defense this year has taken a step back, which is not good news for the Bengals.
Yes. Chargers of Vikings next Sunday will be the highest scoring game of the week, and they will put up 80 points.
I don't think that's an overreaction. Neither of those teams seem to play defense.
I think it will be the highest scoring game of the week. I don't think they'll put up 80.
My
80 is a lot
for my head canon
NFL.
of Big Kirko, 6,000 yards, 60 touchdowns, 0-17. So
I think to get to 80, one of those teams has to get pretty damn close to
Justin
50,
Jefferson is going for a
does.
50-plus yard touchdown against the Chargers. He's going to absolutely munch on them.
Justin Jefferson's going to have another probably 200 yards. Justin Jefferson might break the record this year. Tyreek Hill, here's an overreaction. Tyreek Hill or Justin Jefferson will break the receiving yards record this year.
Receiving yards?
Yes.
I don't hate that. I think it's possible, not an overreaction.
Thank you.
Justin Jefferson's been just fucking.
And finally, the last take to get us through this. I added a couple, but we're gonna come in just over 10 minutes on this, which is I think fine.
I told you we couldn't do it. 12.5 seconds per take.
Desmond Ridder from the University of Cincinnati. Thank you, Chase. We all know you went to the University of Cincinnati. Will lead the Falcons to the NFC South title. I think that's an overreaction. I think the Saints are still the better team.
I think the Bucs look good too.
I think the Bucs. I think that suddenly the AFC South looked like the worst division. All of a sudden, looked like a pretty damn good division.
So far,
but Carolina
looks bad.
Carolina, I think, lost to the Saints. Yes, so the Saints are 2-0. Carolina is 0-2. The only team that's 0-2 is the team with the rookie quarterback, and they're even getting better. They played the 2-0 Saints, who a lot of people consider to be the favorites, within 3. So
yeah, I think the NFC South the NFC South, excuse me, it's just going to be another slugfest of a division.
And I'm not sure the Falcons are that good, but they're good enough to win.
If Desmond Ridder wins every game at home like he has in his college and pro career so far, though, they will win the division.
That's hard, yeah. If you lock down 8 to 9 wins,
he didn't lose at home at Cincinnati ever.
That doesn't. They were very good while he was there,
and he still hasn't lost at home in the NFL either.
That is pretty crazy.
He's 4-0.
That's crazy, but not that crazy. But it's kind of crazy.
That's wild. They had that crazy comeback. Which we'll talk about later.
Yep. All right. Speaking of Owen,
yeah.
That by the way, that's concludes overreactions with the Owerreactor.
I am the king of overreacting.
We will now move on to the NFC South Team of the Week. Again, I'm going to continue to bury the lead. I'm just going to sprinkle a little tease for you guys. NFC South Team of the Week for me and Owen, I believe, has to both be the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, it has to.
And we will talk about that in just a little bit.
Yes, we cannot elaborate right now, but that is your NFC South Team of the Week, the Atlanta Falcons.
I cannot say what is it. I'm making moves, but I cannot say what they are. It's something like that. It's like a meme. Man, I cannot.
I'll probably wake up, take a shower tomorrow morning, and be like, "Oh, that's what Truman was talking about."
Yeah. Yep. All right. Owen. Moving on.
Yep.
Who's the best team in the NFL after week 2?
The San Francisco 49ers.
Once again, I think Miami Dolphins are right there. I think the Miami Dolphins have proven to be the best team in the AFC so far.
The Niners are just effortlessly beating teams, man.
It was a little close for a little bit. Hey, shout out Sean McVay for kicking the field goal for the push. You see that?
No.
So the Rams are +7. Rams are down 10. Have the ball, no timeouts. Go down to like the 22-yard line.
Yeah.
Get tackled, 14 seconds left, clock's ticking. Get down there, spike the ball, 4 seconds left.
Kick the field goal.
Kick the field goal.
Betters everywhere. Yeah.
Time runs out. all the bets push.
Wait, so time ran out as they were kicking the field goal?
When the ball was in the air.
No way. He's kicking that instead of just kneeing it out and losing?
Or going for the end zone. People are like, what the fuck? I get it because I think if there was 10 more seconds on the clock, I think you absolutely kick the field goal there.
And then try to onside.
Because so I think that's the thought is while it does look weird and it looks like he got the call, people are like, he got the call from Vegas. Vegas called it in and sniped it. Yeah. I really think that, honestly, he was just – I think he's doing the correct coaching move. It just looks weird because there was no time left after he did it. But I think that's the order of operations and the sequence of events you have to do to try to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. What are you looking at?
I am trying to do a little bit of pre-research on my 5-team parlay this week.
Real quick, while you're doing that, Owen, let's review our picks for the week. Boy, did I really stink it up. I'm a stinky little boy.
Shocking. Try to tell you suck.
I'm a stinky boy. I believe I'm going to go 6-11 this week, Owen.
Damn.
Stinky. Damn. Big problems Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs to lose. And to be fair, it was a fucking rock fight. If I would have known they were going to lose to Detroit, I probably would have picked them to win this game. But
we do these preseason and we refuse to update.
Yeah, this is a stinky week all around. But Owen, you're going to go like 10-7 or 11-6.
Yeah.
The guests are going to go like not like 9-7 or 10 or 9-6, 9-8 or 10-7, and the group is going to go probably 10-7 also.
Yeah, okay.
So,
hey, that's pretty good, man. Once again, dude, your return on units for betting all these picks, you might be returning.
You got to win like 52 or 53%, I think.
Yeah, 10-7 is over 52%.
Well, but if you just bet money lines, then
it could get sketchy.
It does get sketchy. So I've got games to make up, honestly.
Lots of lopsided games this week. There's not a lot of parlay value this week, I'm telling you.
Hey, but we'll talk about it. Which brings us into the betting. We'll cover hey, for those that have been subscribed to the YouTube and subscribed to Spotify, you guys have noticed that Steam vs. Machine has been going up.
Hey,
that's right. We're uploading it for free this week.
Little sneak tease.
We keep on. We're just uploading it for free this week. Or this whole season. It feels weird to put it behind a paywall. Why? Just because we're not incredible. I don't know. We're not experts. Well, my dad's an expert, but
okay.
But
it's your choice, podcast boss.
It will still go up a little early on the Patreon, but it's going up on YouTube this year also. So, how the Steam vs. Machine do this week? Bad. Listen, the machine hones in later in the year because it's using current year data, so it's a little bit all over the place. Went 1-4, and my dad also went 1-4. Really, honestly, should have gone 2-3. The machine picked the Falcons by 0.1 points.
Yeah, you told me that.
So I should have taken the Green Bay Packers plus 1.5. But we've talked about this on the show. It's a fucking scam to take teams plus 1.5.
Yep.
You should just take them on the money line, and of course that burns me. The Packers, of course, lose by 1, and the plus 1.5 would have cashed. But I'm a man of integrity, and because I follow that rule of betting that money line, I'm not going to go back out there and retroactively change it. So the machine goes 2-3 or 1-4 this week, as does Scott, which is not great. Which brings us to the segment that we've maybe alluded to a little bit here. Owen.
Yep.
How'd your 5-team parlay do last week?
Fucking nailed that shit.
Absolutely.
Gosh, I told you guys I'm Himothy.
And
I know, I'm pretty sure I hit 5-team parlays last year, but I was bad about writing them down and bad about betting them.
Yes.
But this year, we're in Kansas. I bet these shits live on the show.
He does. I bet this shit live on the show also.
And the Atlanta Falcons clutched the fuck up. So, Dahm, that's true, listeners. You're welcome for your plus 28.77 that you got. I turned $5 into $150. Feels fucking good. That parlay was Falcons, Colts, Seahawks, Bucks, Chiefs. All of those games close. All of those games picked correctly.
Yeah, Bucks was kind of close. Chiefs was kind of close. Bucks and Chiefs were kind of like the same amount of close, where you're like, They could lose this game, and then you're like, nah, I don't think they're going to lose.
Seahawks, Falcons, Colts, all real close.
Seahawks went to overtime. Colts actually were always in the driver's seat. They were up like 31-10 and won like
Oh, really?
31-21, yeah.
Well, the main one was the Falcons clutching it for us, overcoming like a 10-point deficit.
I'm fucking losing my mind.
Yeah, what are you dropping over there?
Everything. Can't fucking hold enough shit over here.
Yeah, so
Missed the table a little
I
bit.
made up all of the money that I had lost last season with that one bet.
Yeah, right. So that
I'm now back in the ultra positive.
what were the odds on that again? What did that cash
Plus
at?
28.77.
Yeah, so you bet $5 on that. That won you how much?
$150.
$150. I bet 396 on it because that's how like my odd like I was like at 113.96 or something.
Sure.
And so I bet that and I hit that for 395 at which won me. Hold on.
112, something like that.
Yeah, it was like 115.
Did you have better odds on your parlay because of your app shopping?
What?
Did you have better odds than plus 28.77?
No, because I just put on DraftKings because that's what I had the money in at the time. Yeah, 395 paid out 115.76.
Not bad. Not bad.
And then I also won I've been playing DraftKings daily fantasy also.
Ooh.
And I picked a fucking banger of a team last week, so I won another like $30 on that. So that was cool.
Okay. Nice.
MLB nice. But yeah.
Going a little bit more of a chalk parlay this week. There's not a lot of value that I see out here.
Let's see.
Yeah, but yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I nailed that shit. Feels really good. Pays for all of you bettors out there. If you don't, I bet all of the individual picks because I truly believe in the teams that I'm betting on to win. I don't know if I'll bet every single individual pick this week because of just the odds and how it's looking. But I do believe in these parlays. I'm not just randomly throwing them together. I'm looking at these games and I'm choosing teams that I think are going to win.
That's fair.
But yeah, so this week, Truman,
Yeah.
there is just simply not a lot out there, I don't think. So, like, for example, it's Giants 49ers. So, 49, and I only do money lines because I think that's the best way to do these because I really hate losing a bet because of a field goal.
So you're taking 49ers.
Yes. Well, no, I'm not. But they're minus 550.
Yeah.
Lions versus Falcons is kind of a weird one. Lions are minus 190 at home, but
I got minus 175.
well,
Damn.
I don't like that. I don't like choosing either one of those. I think the Falcons could surprise people, but I think the Lions should take care of business at home.
Still not enough to know about.
I don't like it. Broncos at Dolphins is minus 275.
Got to take the Dolphins there. Love the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch out one of my picks for that actually.
Okay.
I think that's a little bit easier odds. Yeah, so right now I'm betting Dolphins over Broncos at home, Vikings over Chargers at home.
Whoa.
The Chargers are bad. I think the Vikings are better.
That'll add some juice to it. Minus 105.
Yeah. Jets over Patriots at home. I think the Patriots are bad.
That adds some mega juice to it. Okay.
That's only plus 130.
Plus 124. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that adds juice to it when you're parlaying things.
Sure. Then Bills over Commanders on the road.
I hate that.
I can't pick you're gonna pick you
No, I won't pick the Commanders, but I still hate that. I don't love that enough to pick the.
Well, the other ones are worse.
I'm not talking you out of this.
It's
is your
Jaguars
parlay.
over Texans,
I'm just here to
which is
provide
that's minus
commentary.
450. So I can't choose that.
You could.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Then Ravens at home over the Colts is minus 375. Chiefs are minus 800 over the Bears.
As they should be. That line
Cowboys
is 13, by the way.
Cowboys are minus 650 over the Cards. One easy one, Truman. Eagles over Bucks. Eagles are minus 250.
I got minus 215. Okay.
Yeah. And then the last game of the week is a game that I want to stay as far away from betting as possible is Rams-Bengals.
Because you have no idea what Joe Burrow's going to do.
idea.
I would take the Rams there. But
Yeah, but so my parlay, Dolphins, Vikings, Jets, Bills, and Eagles. I think all of those teams are the teams that are minus money. That minus 250, minus 275, minus 275 should be favored by more.
fair enough.
And then I like the Jets at home because the Jets have had a good home crowd showing so far.
And I've got that at plus 1079.
And yes, I got it at plus 1043.
$5 pays me out $58.97.
Yep, $57. I don't think I'm going to bet the individual picks on this one.
If it hits again, I will buy you a shot. Owen bought me a shot this time.
And the owner of the bar because he's a nice guy.
I actually should probably buy shots no matter what, anyways, next week.
Why
Although
is it?
actually we won't be there next week.
Why?
Family's in town,
Oh, okay.
so we'll all be here.
Cool. But yeah, that is my bet of my 5-team parlay of the week. Vikings, Jets, Bills, Dolphins, and Eagles.
Owen's famously positive 5-team parlay of the week.
Famously positive.
That absolutely paid off all of last year's and then pretty much the rest of this year's also.
Yeah, definitely did. Yeah. Yeah, so betters. I know what I'm talking about. You're welcome. You might
Owen
know ball,
knows ball.
but Owen knows ball.
Dahm.
Owen Parlay Master Dahm. Everyone's been saying it. What do you think my initials are? OPMD.
What?
Owen Parlay Master Dahm.
Okay.
OPMD. Yeah, everyone knows. Those are my initials for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The C in Charles stands for Parlay Master.
Okay. All right, Owen. Brings us to our final topic of the week.
Honestly, though, I might go in and pick against some of these parlay bets.
Why would you say that?
Because the value's there, but if I win, I win. You know what I'm saying?
I hate you.
I
We
still-
all
I still
have our
back-
faith in you now.
I still
and you're,
back-
and you're
every pick.
worrying us. You're freaking me out, man.
No, there's no need to. Oh, I'm sorry. You're only if this parlay misses, you're still up 27 units. This is
Whatever.
a bad week for a parlay. What can I say?
Yeah.
There's a lot of duo minus 110s and a lot of clobberings.
That's fair.
Which, and as you well know, when there's a whole bunch of them,
Yeah.
it's the value might be there on the team that's going to get clobbered. But
That's fair. All right.
most of the teams are better and at home. Like, it's tough.
Okay. Top 5. You ready?
Yeah.
Top 5 former Chiefs players still in the league. You got your list?
Got a fine list, I suppose.
I've got a good list.
You go ahead and go first.
All right, I'm going to go number 5. This player technically doesn't count, but he should be signed in the next week or so. Number 5 is Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt he's had offers. He's just been weighing a lot of them. But now that Nick Chubb is out, I'm wondering if he might be going to the Browns. I wonder if he's booking a one-way trip to Cleveland currently. So maybe Kareem Hunt, number 5. Number 4, won us a Super Bowl. Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay.
Ooh. Also, honorable mention Frank Clark. Didn't make the list, but honorable mention Frank Clark. I forget that he's in Denver now. Playoff god. Sadly, he'll never be in the playoffs ever again while he's in Denver. Tyrann Mathieu, number 4. Number 3, somebody that I wish we would have kept, especially he was at a reasonable price tag. It's weird that we let him go. Charvarius Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Charvarius Ward was very good, and he was underpaid and underappreciated and undervalued, and now everybody kind of knows him as a top 10 cornerback in the league, and that's how he was when he was here too. Just weird that we let him walk like that. Number 2, a legacy player. Player that should, I don't know. A player that very well might go in the Chiefs Ring of Honor. Speaking of Tyrann Mathieu, probably going in the Ring of Honor also.
Yeah.
Number 2, Justin Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to the Chiefs Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah.
Where did he end up
probably.
signing?
I don't remember.
Somewhere weird.
He's not on the Colts anymore.
Or the Ravens, I don't think.
Yeah.
Who does Justin Houston play for? That is not true. Said he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. God, they keep on doing this. This is so dumb. They keep taking us to a weird... I don't know if they, didn't pay Wikipedia or something. Carolina Panthers right now. Weird spot for him.
He's your number 1.
Number 1? Bro. He could break the receiving record this year. Tyreek Hill is the best former Chiefs player still in the league, which is the reason that he inspired this whole segment, just watching Tyreek Hill just go crazy on fools. And Sunday Night Football. I was like, you know what? Tyreek Hill, you inspire me to write a whole segment about top former Chiefs players still in the league. So number 5, Kareem Hunt. Number 4, Tyrann Mathieu. Number 3, Charvarius Ward. Number 2, Justin Houston. And number 1, Tyreek Hill.
Let me make sure this guy's still in the league.
Lucky you're like, how do you have 5? I was like, dude, how do you not have 5? Crazy.
Oh, I gotta figure out if this guy's still in the league or not. I can't figure it out. No, he's not. Okay.
Who's not in the league anymore?
Alex Okafor.
Really?
Yeah, he's not. Kind of weird. All right. Well, my list. Number 5, Marcus Peters.
Oh, fuck. I also had thought about Marcus Peters.
He plays for the Raiders, though, and I'm not sure if he's a starter anymore.
He is. I saw him make a play. That one's a weird one just because he just was never as good as he was.
He was not that great of a defender, but he was a great ball hawk.
Great ball hawk.
So,
great
like,
ball skills.
The way Marcus Peters always played is he tried to anticipate things.
Yep.
And when he anticipated them correctly, devastating defender.
Yep.
Making great tackles. Well, actually, he was never good at tackling, but just getting in the way of the ball, interceptions, stuff like that. But when he guessed wrong, burnt for a touchdown.
Yeah, caught a lot of what we call like center field interceptions, where it's just a ball that's been popped up. That year that he caught like 11, his like rookie year, he caught like 11 interceptions with the Chiefs or something. A lot of those, if you go back and watch them, were just terrible, terrible passes. And when the Chiefs played the Rams right after they traded him, caught an interception just like that from Patrick Mahomes at the end of the game when he got like tipped or something at the line. And of course, Marcus Peters was right there to catch a fucking center field.
Number 4, Juan Thornhill.
I thought about him.
He's a solid player.
Just was never a believer in Juan
I'm
Thornhill.
doing these on quality of player. The quality of player, I think, goes up as we go through this
Juan
list.
Thornhill or who people thought Charvarius Ward was. But Charvarius Ward is much better than Juan Thornhill.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes. People valued Thornhill over Charvarius, but Charvarius is a better player. Number 3, Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, solid. Yeah. I think I would still take Mathieu over Thornhill, but I think Thornhill's honestly starting to overtake Mathieu and coming into his own as just a solid player. I think Mathieu.
So Justin Houston's not making your list then?
No, he's not. Nice. Number 2 is Charvarius Ward.
Yep.
And number 1,
runaway,
obviously,
has to be
Tyreek Hill.
Best receiver in the NFL. Finally, no. Again, I will say, anybody 1 through 10 cannot do what Tyreek Hill does. Tyreek Hill can do what everybody else 1 through 10 does.
Once again,
but Justin Jefferson is still probably the best.
Yeah, I think if you say who's the best wide receiver in the league, you go, oh, Justin Jefferson. But I think there are teams like, hey, who would you rather add to your team? There are teams that would say Justin Jefferson, and then there are teams that would say Tyreek Hill.
You can go back and listen to us, and Dahm, that's true. 3 years ago, we said Tyreek Hill is the most unique skill set in the NFL, and that still is true.
He was top 3, not 3.
There will never be a player like Tyreek Hill.
Probably ever again.
Tyreek
Hill's ability to turn what looked like a 2-yard gain into a 12, 13, 14-yard gain just by pure speed around the edge.
I think he's the fastest game speed we've ever seen.
Yeah, don't tell me that Matt Breida once ran faster. I don't give a shit.
People will talk about Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was pretty quick on some returns, but Tyreek Hill is that quick on every single play always.
Yeah, it just looks fast.
And he is.
But so
that's like my
Peters, Thornhill, Mathieu, Ward, Hill. That's my list.
That's like my high school coaches. Like people would say, "Oh, I run a 4.2," and they're like, "No, you don't." They're like, you can tell when 4.2 speed or 4.3, or they said they run a 4.3, and they're like, when 4.3 speed is on the field, you fucking know it, especially in high school, especially in college, and that's what it looks like in the NFL. But 4.2 speed, you can tell 4.2 speed because Tyreek Hill has it, and that is game-changing, different speed, and you'd see other players that have it sometimes in the straight line. Tyreek Hill has it all the time.
It's so hard for me to watch clips of high school ball or just high school ball in general after watching so much pro and NFL ball, because you'll get those clips where it's like clearly 14 or 15-year-old player being forced into a varsity spot because they don't have enough kids that play corner at the school, going against that 6'1", I'm going D1 wide receiver player, and you're like, oh my gosh, like the kid looks like he's walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this year, I would like to go. Oh no, they already played. What the fuck? God damn it!
Ray South game.
Yes, but they already played. They played actually last week. They played like 3 days ago.
Who won?
Ray South 7-0.
Fuck! I'm glad you didn't go. That would have been terrible.
Raytown is not very good this year. They lost 37-0 opening night.
To who?
Smithville.
Oh no.
They beat Excelsior Springs 34-12.
Okay.
They lost to Central 32-36.
That's not good.
To St. Joseph, Missouri.
That's not good.
It's not great. Yeah, they just lost to Ray South 7-0. They've lost a lot of really good players, to be fair. So
Shit. Well, losing. Well,
they're at Fort Osage next week, and that's a fucking.
oh no, not
fucking,
Fordo.
I wonder when the homecoming game is.
Those corn-fed country boys. Home of Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
So my alma mater, notorious for having an awful football team, is doing well.
Yeah.
Yes, we beat our rival, Blue Valley West.
Proud of you.
And we beat Blue Valley High for the first time in school history this year. That's how good Blue Valley High has been, by the way.
That's pretty good. Well, fair enough. All right. That's it.
Hold on. Let me look at my high school scores because I'll probably end up going to at least one of those games.
Pop culture minute. Wait, real quick. Pop culture minute. Do you want me to call Sawyer and see if she wants to talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?
Sure.
Call Sawyer. Feel like this. He offered.
Hi.
Hey.
Hang on, let me pause my show. What's up?
Hey, do you want to talk about Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift?
Sure.
Give me the 411. Give me the breakdown, Sawyer. What's going on?
Okay, let me turn off the TV.
Okay.
Oh, she's ready.
Okay, so it all started when she had her Eras concert in July in Kansas City. Travis went, and he wanted to
tried to give her the bracelet.
Yeah.
With his number on it.
Yes. His phone
And
number.
then Dumois released a blind item that was released to them about Swift. Apparently, they've been hanging out, and Dumois is like a gossip blog, but like
Quietly hanging out. Yes.
What?
They're quietly hanging out.
Yeah. And like they could just be boning. And like that is what it is. Like that's great for her if they are, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
I know.
no one knows anything because Taylor has NDAs out the wazoo. And like someone asked recently, they asked Jason Kelce in his like pregame interview, what's going on? And Jason was like, well, Travis is just doing his thing. I don't know if they're hanging out, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know.
Oh, he knows.
NDAs.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, he knows.
Come on, you're texting about, bro, I just bagged Taylor Swift. Like, you're saying that.
Yeah, so, like, that kind of also confirmed it for people. And, like, I don't know. No one really knows.
How do the Swifties feel, though, Sawyer?
We love it.
Yeah, I think a lot of Swifties are in on it because she hasn't had a guy like this, like, ever. She dates weird actor and singer types.
He's not a B-list celebrity.
Right.
He's, like, he has his own thing.
He's not a neo-Nazi.
Literally. He's not a weirdo. But also there's a conspiracy theory since Taylor's from Philadelphia and she's an Eagles fan that she's only dating Travis to distract him.
No way.
No way.
Win the Super Bowl. And that's a little delulu, but I love a little delulu.
Taylor Swift has too much going on to worry about distracting football players.
Yeah, she's got too much going on called dollar
She
signs.
cannot take that on in her life just to fucking distract a football player.
She's got too much money.
There's a whole theory that she's going to ghost him at the Super Bowl and then secretly perform at the Super Bowl, which she doesn't want to do the Super Bowl. Like,
right.
Girl's busy.
Right,
She's literally in Tokyo on February 7th. Like, she's booked and busy.
Right. That's come out already, yes.
The internet is going wild about it.
Well, that would be an ultimate swag move from Taylor. I'm not going to lie.
What
There's
a
no
power
way.
couple. Like,
I bet they met at the
couple.
Super Bowl. Honestly, I bet they got in a little initial... I bet a little inkling at the Super Bowl. Maybe she was at the Super Bowl this year for the Eagles.
I don't know.
Or like a Super Bowl after party, maybe?
She will leave her like apartment since like everyone knows where she lives and stuff. She will like leave her apartment in suitcases.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
So that
like she'll be inside one?
Yeah, or like when she's coming on stage, like she arrives in like a box.
No, she arrives in the custodian cart, Nate, or Truman. Get it together.
The custodian cart, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Did you know that Taylor Swift creates the most pollution of any celebrity in the world?
The most what?
The most pollution, the most air pollution.
Are you talking about the jet thing again?
Yeah.
Allegedly, she was loaning that out to friends also.
Well.
But still, yeah.
But there is apparently, there's a rumor that she, after every single show, she flies home to sleep in her New York apartment.
That is a little wasteful.
Which just feels excessive.
Well, when you're making $1 billion every stop,
Yeah.
Honestly, Taylor Swift has done a lot for the economy. Let's talk about that. We love women, okay?
she has made like $4 billion or something like that.
Every single city she visits, she brings in around $400 million to the local economy.
Honestly, I can't dispute those numbers because I know how many people that are not from Kansas City that are like, holy shit, I'm coming to Kansas City for Taylor Swift.
No, that was absolutely
Literally.
true. That's like,
it's
saving,
true.
like every city that she visits, it goes back to pre-COVID numbers of tourism, like double that.
It's almost as if women also spend money. Wild. Because Beyonce's tour is doing something very similar.
Similar, but it's not. I don't think there's never been a phenomenon like the Eras
It's
tour.
still surreal for me that Taylor Swift is like the biggest star in the world right now. That's just, it feels wrong.
It's insane. But also, I saw something that Beyonce's tour has pulled in more money than Taylor's, which I didn't believe, but I looked it up, and at the time it was true. I think we just know personally, we know more Swifties than members of the Beehive.
Maybe the Beehive just isn't as vocal anymore.
Yeah, the Swifties are so
And
much.
Beyonce has had other tours like this.
True. And like since her last tour, she released 4 albums plus re-releases because she released Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, and re-releases.
Right, and all the Taylor versions of
Yeah.
That's what the re-releases are. Yeah.
What's the one that's coming out? Speak Now is coming out.
1989.
1989 is coming out. Speak Now.
Yeah, and then
just
all
came
she
out.
has left to take back is her reputation and her name.
Right, which will be crazy.
But also Taylor kind of like does this with her fans where she hides all these Easter eggs and hints and like insane stuff in her music videos. So like everyone has a very weird parasocial relationship with her.
Oh, it's super
And, like,
parasocial for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and it makes her feel more accessible, so people are losing their minds.
All the friendship bracelets, all the crazy. I mean, it's all crazy. But it's cool.
Literally.
It's cool to see, but it's a little crazy.
All right, so
In the
update
summer
from
of
Sawyer.
Taylor Swift and Barbie, no man should ever talk to me. Anyway, what?
Hey, Sawyer, I'm Knuff, okay? First of all. Second of all.
You are Knuff, Owen.
Thank you, Sawyer.
You slop on my Heimer till I bomb.
Shut the fuck up. Second of all, conspiracy theory, Taylor Swift is trying to destroy the Chiefs from the inside. Diabolical.
That is, I mean, it's possible. Is it likely? No. Is it possible? Absolutely.
I suppose it's possible.
They honestly could just be secretly having sex, and it's none of our business, but we have made it our business.
That sounds like
But
the most likely
I
option.
do
if
kind
I
of
was
appreciate-
if I was the most popular female celebrity in the world, I think Travis Kelce being my top 5 of guys I would like to
No
quietly
way,
have
top
sex with.
5? No way.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess
Absolutely.
she's already
He looks
nailed
like
Jake
he knows where
Gyllenhaal.
the clit is, okay?
All right. Thank you, Sawyer. Sawyer, we do appreciate you coming on every week to give us. We'll call you every week to get the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce update as long as this goes.
Amazing.
All righty. Thank you, Sawyer. We will see you next week.
You're so welcome.
Bye.
Okay, gotta get her off the air.
Oh, that's enough. I'm sorry, we don't talk about the clit on this show. Hey, we appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate you tuning in to Dahm. That's True. Again, shout out Patreon members over there, patreon.com/opendisaster. Dylan, Mailbox Kansas City, Aaron, Joe. We appreciate you all for being here and all of you for just like listening normally. Hey,
Yes, thank
by
you.
the way, if you guys have stuck around this far, listen. Not being subscribed to the YouTube is crazy because
That is crazy.
If you're listening this long, if you're listening an hour 13 into the show and not subscribed
Subscribe
to,
to the YouTube. Follow the Patreon. Follow the Twitter. Follow at Steam Machine. Follow at Owen Gashname. Like, come on, guys.
I think that's it. But hey,
Slap that bell.
Yes, we appreciate you. Leave some comments. Comment about anything.
Yeah, comments.
Comment about your top 5 guys you would have sex with if you were the most popular female celebrity in the world.
Yeah, comment your top 5 Chiefs players that left the Chiefs that are still in the league.
I guess that either one for sure. See you guys next week. Bye.